Hi everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel, Disabled but Able Budgeting. My name is Maya and I'm working on my finances. I'm struggling to keep everything. You know what? I don't always know. But what is happening in my life right now is the fact that because I have a disability, I can't work full-time. And that's obviously affecting my finances negatively. So to get back on track, to, be able to be an independent person and do the things that I want to do in my life, I am on this budgeting journey and I'm finding, excuse me, sorry, I'm having a little bit of a puppy break, I'll call it. Yeah, for me to get everything back on track and hopefully not struggle as much as I feel I have been. I'm on this budgeting journey and I am seeing, based off of my experiences at least the last few years, most likely earlier, I just, closed my eyes to it and pretended it wasn't happening. Using cash makes it easier for me to both hold myself accountable to the amount of money that I spend, but also keeping track on what is actually allocated to different things. When I only have money in the bank and I can see the fact that there's money in the accounts, I don't think about the fact that, but almost all of that is set off for bills, or, I need to have money for groceries and all of those things. But yeah, so without, me trying to stop rambling, let's look at what happened in January. As you can see here by the pink boxes, I have chosen to take mortgage and HOA out of what I'm showing on here. So the amounts that is seen is after I deduct that type of money. So for my own records, I have numbers in here. But a few things happened that will be affecting my budget until through April. And that is the fact that I had pneumonia, and since I'm paid a salary at work, I was paid that salary before all of my pretty much sick days. And because of that, I owe my work money. So this budget shows more money than should technically be on here, but I have set up a payment plan with my with the accountant firm for my work. So I will be I'll also be showing that, but as of January, there's technically more money in my accounts than there should be, and I will be documenting paying it back, or rather it will be deducted from my paycheck for the next 3, so February, March, April. But that also changed some things for my disability pay. So yeah, let's get into it and then I'll maybe elaborate if it needs to. So for my actual job, I received 3,459 Norwegian more than I expected, but that is also then with the money, which is about 11,500, give or take. I have the number on my February account, since they didn't tell me the amount until a few weeks ago. The actual, like the, down to the 1 kroner cent, if you will. And I'm paid disability about every 2 weeks, give or take. But then depending on when I started on my disability, when I reduced my work and exactly which state everything falls on, I get either paid, I think, 2 or 3 times a month. So that will be changing throughout the year. So my first disability pay was, and this is all after mortgage and HOA, 9,193, which is a lot more than the 2,000 I was expecting. So that's positive. This is also a lot more than it was supposed to be, because when I have the sick days that I'm technically supposed to not get any money from my employer for the 6 days, but the government will subsidize more so that I won't be in too much trouble. So that's why these numbers are higher. And I think the first payment of February will also be higher because of when the payments fall. Disability pay 2 was a little less, 180 less than the 2,000 that I expected, but I didn't realize I would get a third payment in January. So altogether, I received a lot more than I was planning for. So after mortgage and HOA, I expected to have 4,000 to work with, which is a lot less than I need for my budget, but that is what I was assuming I would get. I received, my actual payment was 22,000 and 26. This is though with the 11,500 that I need to pay back. So that is way more than expected. My mortgage and HOA is what I budgeted for, so I might look at least a mortgage to help out the rest of my budget a little bit, but this is how I've had it, at least so far. My student loan, I budgeted 3,000. It's 2,619. Insurance, I've budgeted 400. That's 354. Union fees, budget 450. That's, as of right now, 406. Transportation, I bought a monthly transportation pass for Oslo, the 28th or so of December, so I didn't end up paying any more in January, because since I got sick, I pretty much didn't use any of it anyways, and I didn't travel after in January. So that's that. My electric bill was really low. Don't know why, but I budgeted 800 and it was 328. So that's a big plus. My phone bill, I budgeted 150. It was 97. So I might have to look into maybe, changing that as well. My internet bill, what I realized, because I moved back into my apartment, don't know if I've said that either. I rented a room from my sister from summer until the end of the year last year, because they were doing some renovations on my apartment building. that was very hard for me with my disability to stay in. So I closed out my account for my TV and internet. I got that back up in the beginning of January, but what I realized after is the fact that they didn't bill me until February, but then they billed me for both January and February. So I'm not going to do any of the like placeholder things for my January budget right as it is right now, but I'll roll that over into February because it will be double or so. Gym membership, I budgeted $500. I paid $439, so that also wasn't over, thankfully. Subscription, the same, budgeted $250. It ended up being $208. So from the beginning of the month, I was assuming I'd already been like in the red, so not have money to cover this, but because of how everything turned out, I was very lucky. So instead of it being $7,000, it ended up being $4,481. And instead of having, already being in the red, I had, after my expenses, I had $17,545 left. And for my weekly wallet, that I try to use cash as much as I can. I'm not the best at it yet. I'm working on it, but altogether for January, I budgeted $6,600. I overspent in medical bills because of my pneumonia, which was not good. I, had to go to the doctor. I got some medicine that I apparently was allergic to or something, and had to get other medicine, and it was just not a good month for me. But yeah, except for that, I was under budget, so I'm seeing that sort of as a plus. But then again, because I was home all month, that's the reason I didn't spend more money, I think. Anyways, I'm taking it as the little win that I can get. After that, I was left with 10,851 kroner. And then the only thing that I have in my budget, which is, it isn't an expense, but it is automatically withdrawn from my bank every month, is my retirement. So that's always 2,000. So with the extra money that I received in the bank for January that I wasn't supposed to get, I was left with 8,851. So I have taken the placeholders for that, and I will be putting that into my bank binder, and I will be putting that in just in the back here, so that I remember to deal with that when I get to looking at that breakdown. Yeah, so maybe I should do that right away. Hold on. Not a lot happened for my bank buffer breakdown, that I'm calling it. So I'll just go through that in this video as well. So let's see what has happened here. So the only thing that came out from like this saving that I've been looking at is the pawn insurance, which was unfortunately a lot more than I expected. So I will be building that more into my budget for the next year. So pawn insurance, I had saved up 12,000. It ended up being 13,793. So I will be pulling that from insurance. So now pawn insurance has no money. And to cover for the short of this, so the 1,793, I pulled that from buffer. 8,000, and now it should have 6,207 left. So I'll just exchange that. So now it has 6,207. And I will also start needing to put in 1,200 into pawn insurance for next year. So that has now covered these two. I also have the 8,851 that I just received from the budget. Because this money has to do with my disability and everything else, and my AAP is the money that I have saved up for the shortfall and everything else. I will be putting this into here. Okay, so now AAP has 10,000, 15, 20,000, 22, 23,000, 5, 7, 851. I'm not the best at calculating, but I'll just see how this is going right now. So I should have, if my calculations here were correct, I should have 60,058 kroner left at the end of January. Woohoo! It's the same amount, so 60,058 kroner. So yeah, so I did spend, so way off. So I did spend 4,942. But I'm happy with this. And I'm happy that I have some rollover from the budget so that it will be easier to cover for February and later on when my pay is deducted. But that's everything for this one. I'm sorry if my videos feel rushed right now. I feel a little rushed, honestly, because I'm just trying to get back into doing this and also getting into the actual month that I'm in and the week that I'm doing, so that it's easier for me to keep track, because right now I'm struggling a little bit with this, but I do think it will help me in the end, because I do keep these and look at them later on to, you know, see how things are going. So yeah, it does help. It just, I do want to get to, you know, late February so that I can actually do what is happening right now, casual stuffing wise. But yeah, that's it. Love y'all. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a great day. Bye.